pretending the Supra descended from the heavens as an untouchable 2,000 horsepower street terror. Half of you fanboys are about to be absolutely furious with me, but somebody has to say it out loud. The legendary almighty Supra didn't start out as a bespoke supercar slayer. It started out as a glorified appearance package slapped onto a Toyota Celica liftback, because North American car dealers were practically begging Toyota for a response to the Datsun 280Z. That's right. The icon you worship was built as a reactionary corporate cash grab aimed squarely at personal luxury buyers in 1978. It shared its doors with a regular Celica. It shared its rear end with a regular Celica. People still confuse the two to this day, and frankly, Toyota left them confused on purpose for nearly a decade. But behind that glorified liftback shell was a masterstroke in engineering layout that set up one of the greatest mechanical legacies in Japanese automotive history. Tell me I'm wrong. You can't. How do you transform a modest four-cylinder Celica into something meant to go toe-to-toe with Datsun's Z-car? You grab a tape measure and start stretching body panels. Toyota literally took the standard Celica liftback, kept the doors in the rear section completely untouched, and elongated the front end by exactly 129.5 millimeters. That's just over 5 inches of extra sheet metal up front. Why? Because a standard Celica four-cylinder engine bay was far too cramped for what Toyota had planned. They needed space to shoehorn a proper inline-six engine under that long hood. That extra 5 inches gave birth to the A40 and A50 chassis code first-generation Celica Supra in 1978. It wasn't about aggressive aerodynamics or crazy downforce back then. It was pure mechanical necessity. Toyota needed 6 cylinders in a row to get the smooth torque and cruiser vibes American buyers wanted, and they compromised nothing on interior space to do it. In Japan, Toyota didn't even call it the Supra at first. Over there, it was officially badged as the Celica XX, pronounced XX before it hit production late in 1978. Toyota teased the concept with the Cal 1 at the 1977 Tokyo Motor Show. When the Celica XX landed in Japanese showrooms through the Toyota Corolla store sales channel, it wasn't sold as a stripped-out track weapon. It was positioned as a top-level personal luxury coupe, right alongside corporate heavyweights like the Crown Hardtop, the Chaser Hardtop, and the Mark II Hardtop. Buyers in Japan got 5 distinct trim packages: the top-shelf 2600G and 2000G, the mid-tier 2600S and 2000S, down to the entry-level 2000L. If you paid up for the G trim, you got badass luxury touches like factory brown leather and aluminum alloy wheels. Standard features across the lineup included power windows with driver-side express down, cruise control, power steering, an AM/FM stereo with a separate cassette player, split folding rear seats, and a central parking brake handle. Hell, even the 2-speed wipers had intermittent modes and a rear wiper with an electric defroster. Real soul of the Supra, the thing that gave it actual street credibility right from the start, was under that extended hood. Toyota didn't just throw any random 6-cylinder in there. They reached deep into their heritage, linking the new car's engine layout straight back to the legendary Toyota 2000 GT. The first 3 generations of the Supra were powered by direct descendants of the M engine family used in the 2000 GT and the flagship Crown. That's why all these cars share the chassis code prefix A. Even the badging had a story. Early Supras ran the famous Celica Dragon logo, the exact same dragon graphic used on standard Celicas, except Toyota colored it blue instead of orange. It was literally a Celica logo because on paper, the first 2 generations were officially Toyota Celicas. That dragon badge stuck around until January 1986. If you look closely at early models, you're looking at a car still wearing its big brother's hand-me-downs, hiding a straight 6 heart with supercar lineage under a blue dragon badge. Everything changed in mid-1986. Toyota finally decided to cut the umbilical cord and let the Supra stand on its own 2 feet. They dropped the Celica name completely, launched the 3rd generation A70, and turned the Supra into an independent, standalone sports car line. No more shared names, no more confusion. To signal the change, Toyota ditched the blue dragon logo in January 1986 for a fresh emblem featuring orange lettering across a bright red background, completely dropping the dragon graphic entirely. That new logo rocked the nose of the A70 right up until 1991, when Toyota rolled out their current oval global badge. Manufacturing shifted as well. While the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd generations were carefully put together at Toyota's Tahara plant in Tahara, HA, the car's identity was evolving fast. By the time the A70 hit the tarmac, it wasn't just a long-nosed trim package anymore. It was Toyota's flag bearer for performance, proving that an inline-six platform could carry a distinct model line all on its own. Then came the 4th generation, the legendary MK4, and Toyota moved production over to the Motomachi plant in Toyota City. This was the era where the Supra's status grew from respected Japanese grand tourer into an absolute global myth. But here's the cold, hard reality that half of today's market speculators completely forget or choose to ignore. Back in the 90s, these cars were not flying off dealership lots like hotcakes. The market shifted, prices climbed, and buyers drifted away. By 1998, sales of the fourth-generation Supra in the United States had completely flatlined, forcing Toyota to pull the plug and cease all U.S. sales entirely. 4 years later, in 2002, worldwide production of the fourth-generation Supra came to a total end. For 17 long years, the nameplate was dead in the water. The untouchable reputation that fanboys hype up today was largely built in hindsight after Toyota had already killed the car because nobody was buying them new. When Toyota finally brought the badge back in January 2019 for the fifth-generation GR Supra, purists almost lost their damn minds. Why? Because Toyota co-developed the fifth-gen car directly alongside BMW and their G29Z4 platform. Instead of building it in Japan like the Tahara or Motomachi originals, Toyota contracted production out to Magna Steyr in Graz, Austria, assembling the GR Supra on the exact same assembly line as the BMW Z4. Talk about a polarizing plot twist. You had internet warriors screaming that it wasn't a real Toyota, completely ignoring that joint engineering was the only reason a straight-six Supra could financially exist in the modern age. Love it or hate it, that fifth-generation production run carved out its own place in the modern sports car landscape before Toyota officially set the end of GR Supra production for March 2026. When you step back and look at the whole timeline, the name Supra, derived from the Latin word meaning above, to surpass, or go beyond, actually fits. It went from a stretched 129.5 front clip on a 1978 Celica liftback to a standalone sports car assembled in Austria alongside BMWs. It survived badge redesigns, factory moves from Tahara to Motomachi, and a 17-year death sentence after production ended in 2002. It was never a simple story, and it damn sure wasn't an instant legend overnight. So let's hear it in the comments. Is the original elongated Celica Supra a legitimate classic, or was the MK4 the only generation that actually lived up to the Latin definition of surpassing the competition? Drop your takes below, hit subscribe, and don't hold back.